Video today I will talk about that government should take more tax from a wealthy man, more wealthy man, because in here I am seeing that by the GST government are taking more taxes, same taxes according to the rule of the taxes. In one limitation will come when the government will always take the same taxes by the a common man also, and who is more wealthy man also. So in this video I will just talk about that government should change this policy. Government should just apply one policy that who is more rich, who which person's property is more and which person's property is crossing the limitation, and government should fix a limitation that if any person is here who is more rich and his property is crossing day by day, so the government should make a rule that which person's property is more than this area, then that person should have to pay more penalty, more taxes, because you know that if the government will always apply the same GST to the by the every person who is a middle class, who is a lower class, and who is a very upper class, then the easily he will just pay the that GST who is necessary by the government taxes. So if he will not pay it, so daily to daily he will always earn a lots of money. And what is the means of that money when the government will not take the taxes? Because always government just use to take the taxes by the every person. But if any person is more rich, and yeah, so the I think my it's my personal opinion that government should change this policy. It's not any cause, but I am just thinking that the who is a more capitalist person, who is being a more rich person, and who is just lower class family, who is not this, that person condition is not good. So the government should change this type mentality. Government should think about it that if any person who is more rich, so government should be just follow a criteria, just fix a criteria that which person's property is above from this area, then that person should have to just pay more penalty compared than an ordinary person. Because if the government will fix as like this type, then a person who has black money, he will never use his black money. He will always establish factories and industry. He will always do as like employment types work, because he is knowing that if his property will just cross that limitation, that fixed penalty, then he will have to give more penalty, more taxes. So the I think here is the problem of unemployment. Then it will be just solved, not more solved, not it will be too easily everything will be solved this type problem, but I think a little more it will be solved. So government should think about it. And if government will just do this type of thing, so it's not problem for that person who is more rich. Easily he will just pay this type of taxes, because when he is earning a lots of money day by day, around 1 crore 2 crores in one day, so it's not problem that he will not easily pay the penalty who is which penalty is more, because easily he can do this time thing, because that person is capitalist, that person is more rich by a labor. And if he will just pay some more penalty, and that will be useful for the laborers, and any type government will make policy, and he will also return that money by the useful of the public, so that will be good. And I think that person will not feel any type problem. So the government should think about it. Government are just following one policy that every person who is ordinary, who is a special, who is a lower class, who is a very upper class, then they have to just follow one criteria that that both person have to just pay one types penalty, one types taxes. So this thing I think not good thing, because who is ordinary person, he will always earn his limitation money, and he will always use his money in his basic need. But who is more rich, he's earning a lots of money day by day, so the government should also apply the more heavy penalty on that person, more heavy taxes on that person, because that person is not as like the ordinary person. That person is a special person, and his property is in billion, is in lots of money he has. So government should do this type thing, and government should just take more taxes. I think it's my personal opinion, and you should also comment it. You should also think about it that my this opinion is good or not, and you should also suggest it government. But I think government will not think about it, because government is also more rich, and if he will do this type thing, then the government should also pay more penalty. Government should also follow this types criteria, this type rule. So this is the reason that if any person is rich, then he will always think that which type of policy I have to make. I have to also think about myself also, because I am also rich. Because obviously when any government is also here, then his property will be also in very heavy money, in very his property will be very good. So if he will follow this type rule, then that person will have to also follow this types taxes. He will also pay the taxes. So I think government should think about it that if he will he can, I think he can also pay the taxes, because he's a government. Whatever he's doing we don't know, he's using his our money in proper way or not, we don't know. But government should think about who is more capitalist person. I don't want to take the name of that person, but who is more capitalist, on that person's, as an individually they should we give more taxes, they should also think about it. But what is the mistake of that person? It's nothing. Government are doing this mistake. Government should just make any new policy that who is more rich, they should also pay the more penalty. So this was my topic, that I was just try to my giving my own opinion that these types things should be changed. Because if the people will think about the ourselves, then the government should also think about the people. Because when the people are here, then the government is also here. So government should think about it, government should change it. Thank you so much, Kare.